जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरवनचारी। यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। You can bring at least TV can be. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 29. evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur bodhita ājamīḍha chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān draḍhimnaḥ niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur bodhita ājamīḍha chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān draḍhimno niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur Ajamīḍha chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur ājamīḍha chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān draḍhimno evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur ājamīḍha chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān draḍhimno niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur ājamīḍha niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā. Mataji. evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur ājamīḍha chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān draḍhimno niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena prajñā-cakṣur ājamīḍha chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān draḍhimno niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Sorry, I will take word to word meaning first. Evam, thus, Rājā, King Dhṛtarāṣṭra, vidureṇānujena, by his younger brother Vidura, prajñā, introspective knowledge, cakṣuḥ, eyes, bodhita, being understood, ājamīḍha, Dhṛtarāṣṭra, scion of the family of Ajamīḍha, chittvā, by breaking, sveṣu, regarding kinsmen, sneha-pāśān, strong network of affection, draḍhimno, because of steadfastness, niścakrāma, got out, bhrātṛ, by his brother, sandarśita, direction to, adhvā, the path of liberation. Translation. Thus Mahārāja Dhṛtarāṣṭra, the scion of the family of Ajamīḍha, firmly convinced by introspective knowledge, prajñā, broke at once the strong network of familial affection by his resolute determination. Thus he immediately left home to set out on the path of liberation as directed by his younger brother Vidura. Purport. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the great preacher of the principles of Srimad Bhagavatam, has stressed the importance of association with sadhus. pure devotees of the Lord. He said that even by the moment's association with a pure devotee, one can achieve all perfection. We are not ashamed to admit that this fact was experienced in our practical life. Were we not favored by His Divine Grace Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj by our first meeting for a few minutes only, it would have been impossible for us to accept this mighty task of describing Srimad Bhagavatam in English. Without seeing him at that opportune moment, we could have become a very great business magnate. But never would we have been able to walk the path of liberation and be engaged in the factual service of the Lord under instruction of His divine grace. And here is another practical example by the action of Vidura's association with Dhṛtarāṣṭra. Mahārāja Dhṛtarāṣṭra was tightly bound in a network of material affinities related to politics, economy, and family attachment. And he did everything in his power to achieve so-called success in his planned projects. But he was frustrated from the beginning to the end so far as his material activities were concerned. And yet, despite his life of failure, he achieved the greatest of all success in self-realization by the forceful instruction of the pure devotee of the Lord, who is the typical emblem of a sadhu. The scriptures enjoin, therefore, that one should associate with sadhus only, rejecting all other kinds of association, and by doing so, one will have ample opportunity to hear the sadhus who can cut to pieces the bond of illusionary affection in the material world. It is the fact that the material world is a great illusion, because everything appears to be a tangible reality, but at the next moment evaporates like the dashing foam of the sea or a cloud in the sky. A cloud in the sky undoubtedly appears to be a reality because it rains, and due to rain so many temporary green things appear. But in the ultimate issue, everything disappears, namely the cloud, rain, and green vegetation, all in due course. But the sky remains, and the varieties of sky or luminaries also remains forever. Similarly, the absolute truth, which is compared to the sky, remains eternally, and the temporary cloud-like illusion comes and goes away. Foolish living beings are attracted by the temporary cloud, but intelligent men are more concerned with the eternal sky with all its variegatedness. Om Ajnānatimirandhasya Jnānāñjana-śalākaya Chakṣurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunātam Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Nitam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratuse Nama. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarobhescha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vācāla pangam langayati girim yat Sri Guru. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, before speaking on Bhagavatam, I would seek blessing of all the Vaishnavas present here, so that I can speak for the glorification of the Lord, for purification of my heart, and be pleasing to all the Vaishnavas. So here we see now the action of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. After having a discourse, then Dhṛtarāṣṭra is about to put his first gear. Till now, Vidura spoke strong words, and those words heard by Dhṛtarāṣṭra, and in other sense by Gandhari also. And that is why in next sloka it will be told that how she also followed Dhṛtarāṣṭra. So here it is said, evaṁ rājā vidureṇānujena. So Vidura was his younger brother actually. So one devotee was telling that generally younger ones want to instruct, at least not instruct, at least tell when they understood, oh, I got something wonderful in life. And it happened more in terms of when we get bhakti. So younger brother want to convince elder one. And it has diverse effects. Some families we see that because of one devotee, so many becomes devotee. And in some families, even though he become devotee, others have different opinion and it remains. So it is said, evam rājā. So him, though till now, like we know that this right now Rājā is Yudhishthira Maharaj. And natural flow of thought goes that, oh, now king means it will be Yudhishthira Maharaj. But here Rājā word is used for Dhṛtarāṣṭra, to tell that he was thinking that I will become Rājā. And Vidura gave him prajñā-cakṣur. So we also see in our life that how the knowledge of spirituality is given to us, and we should be very grateful to that knowledge. In Guru Puja we every day sing that Chakṣudan dilo dei janme janme prabhu sei. Because receiving this knowledge itself is a very great thing. What to speak of applying on that knowledge, and then becoming grateful, and so much grateful that Prahlad Maharaj says that whereby Lord is in front, he says that how can I not serve the one who has given me this knowledge? Narad Muni, he says in that context. And then he said Ajamīḍha, because he was continuing his race, but now he is this Ajamīḍha race now, but now it will be handed over to somebody else. Chittvā sveṣu sneha-pāśān. So this pasha of sneha, in more sophisticated or shastric way, it is this snigdeshu. In Kunti Maharani also says that this sneha-pāśān I am having. So one devotee was asking that for Kunti Maharani all her relatives are devotees only. So why she is saying this sneha-pāśān? Because once become devotee, then having affection to devotee is not a bad, rather it is enhancing our devotional service. But there in this sloka, in the prayers of Kunti Maharani, she says that sneha-pāśān imam chindi dhunam pandushu rushnushu. She's telling that even though now I am devotee and they are very great devotees, I am seeing them as a Pandavas and Vrishnis. It means that even though my both parental and this husband side, everybody is devotee, but still becoming devotee, they are becoming devotee, they have become devotee, but I am not saying, I am seeing more them as a Pandu and Vrishnis. So that is why she is saying that sneha-pāśān imam chindi. I want to cut these knots. Niścakrāma bhrātṛ-sandarśitādhvā. And then this path of liberation was given by his brother. And in purport, Prabhupada says 4-5 things. yeah, before that we will just see some words. That this path of liberation given by our acharyas and devotees is so great. Not only they give path, not only they come and deliver at that time, but they also create a path by which after they are going, others can follow. In prayers of Vasudeva in the 10th canto, 2nd chapter, 30th shloka, Vasudeva prays very wonderfully, telling that, oh my Lord, your devotees not only just they go back to Godhead, they set a wonderful example, but they also create a process by which others can also go. The shloka goes like this. Swayam samuttirna sudusturandhuman bhavarnavam bhīmamadabhra sauruda bhavat padambo ruhanavamatrate nidhaya yata sadanugraho bhavan. So he said that they themselves goes, but they also create a process by which others also can go. Just like Prabhupada, he perfected, no, we cannot say he perfected his life. He came to give devotional service to others. He set wonderful example. He inspired so many Vaishnavas that time. At the same time, later also he created a system. He created a system of morning program. He wrote so many books, and those books now guiding so many people. And also he created BBT, by which everybody getting benefit now. Bhadra campaign is beginning. So we see, we hear a lot of examples that how person, he just happened to read Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam he was not much interested, but still he took it. Then he saw in first introduction there was Chaitanya Charitamrita's introduction. And then somebody in a village, remote village, who was having first canto, he asked for, when our van goes or our bus goes, he asked for, do you have Chaitanya Charitamrita? Devotees are shocked. From where he is asking, he got to know the name of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then he tells that I got some book, Gita and Krishna book and Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, in introduction, I read some Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there is some grantha called Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we see lot of example of transformation of people because of the concrete plan made by the devotees, and mainly the acharyas, for the many more souls to take shelter. So here then, yes, Dhṛtarāṣṭra is taking action. We also supposed to take some action after getting the knowledge. And also in Shastras we see many places, like when Vyasdev narrate how he got to know from Narad Muni that what is the pure teachings of Bhagavatam and what I should present. He asked Narad Muni, okay, what you did after that Bhaktivedanta left? Or when Narad Muni told Hariyashvas and Shaulasvas, then after that they took determination, that they took some path to follow. Or Parikshit Maharaj, he heard for 7 days, and after that he was so convinced, not convinced, but like he showed that how he was so fearless that he took shelter of the Lord, sat on the bank of Ganges. And as Acharya explained, that it was not that Parikshit Maharaj was sitting and then when Takshaka bird came that time, then he remembered suddenly. But he was actually, he had already left his body, and Takshaka just come and he bite on the dead body which Parikshit Maharaj had left. Or Arjuna, we see that how after hearing Gita, he having a transformation, and he said, Karishye vachanam tava. So he was ready to do whatever is being spoken in Gita, and he was ready to follow what Krishna want him to do at that time. Even in our movement, when Prabhupada first time wrote about Dhruva Maharaj, many devotees after hearing that, they were eager to hear, they are eager to follow also. They were so eager that every cantos, when one chapter used to come, that one Xerox, or not Xerox that time, some one part of one chapter used to go from one devotee to other. Radhanath Swami Maharaj explained that how it was first used to go for proofreading to some devotees in New Vrindavan, and after that one chapter used to go from one devotee to another devotee reading. And then devotees were so eager to follow. Some devotees, after hearing the tapasya of Dhruva Maharaj, there are some devotees who didn't sleep for many days. They used to do lot of tapasya. Not only they were enthusiastic, they gave that enthusiasm to others also. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he used to go in Russian libraries and many people in Russia for taking pre-orders of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is so inconceivable. Nowadays we go with a book and show to people. But that time, we say, you take it later, you pay with GPay. But he is not much willing. And there they used to take pre-order, he used to take money and he used to say that, okay, later the book will come to you. It doesn't mean that, okay, I'm not taking any action, means I don't have to hear also. That is the other side of the thing. That when we hear about Srimad Bhagavatam, when we get lot of inspiration, and it may happen that later it may go down. But Prabhupada says that Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya. Every day we have to hear. Again, inspire from the characters of Bhagavatam and also the teachings Prabhupada has given. And even if we hear and immediately we may not see any action, it is being utilized. In Bhagavatam it is said that Tushti Pushti Shuta Apayana. How to understand that this Bhagavatam is working? It's working. Just like when we eat, three things happen. We are satisfied, our hunger goes away. Tushti, Pushti, and Shutapana. Our hunger goes away, we are satisfied. And Pushti means it gives the strength. Dashta Pushta, like that you say. Na? So we get a strength to do something. After eating, then we know what happens at the just last hours of breaking the fast. And once we take prasad, then we say, Prabhuji, now I am ready to do some serving or something like that. Of course, our serving devotees, before only they serve prasad. Sorry. So similarly, when we hear from Bhagavatam, we feel to do some service. We feel satisfied. Though sometimes we may morose after hearing or while hearing. But yes, by hearing Bhagavatam, we get encouragement. Prabhupada says that what is the effect, what is the understanding that we are chanting nicely? When we chant and hear those mantras, then when we get desire to serve, that is a result that your chanting is happening nicely. So we have to work also, and even if we don't act on it, our hearing is getting benefited. Yes. So in purport, Prabhupada highlights on several topics. One is about association of sadhus. We know that how much association of sadhus can affect a person. To the extent in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Haridas Thakur, when he gave association to the prostitute, when she heard from the mantra spoken by Haridas Thakur, it was so transforming that on the third day, she decided to become a disciple of Haridas Thakur. So yes, and even the similar, like Prabhupada's many disciples, they say that how and which situation they were in. One of Prabhupada's disciple, he was telling that he was a butcher. He was every day he used to see some animals cutting, and from that environment he got a transformation. And many more stories we hear from Srila Prabhupada disciples, that the environment they lived and they grew, it was so different. Still, just by associating with Prabhupada, they had such a transformation. And that is the reason Prabhupada says that I am traveling throughout the world to see that how my disciples are doing it, to give them inspiration, like that Prabhupada used to say. To the fact that Prabhupada once went to, I think, China to meet Bhurujan Prabhu, just to see that how his spiritual life is going on. See means understand. See by chakṣuḥ. So this association is important because a natural course of our actions goes toward sense gratification. Like in Bhagavad Gita 2.67, it says, Indriyanam hi charita yanmano nu vidiyate tadasya harati pragya vayur navam evam vasi. The senses and their network is so strong that even one sense, if we contemplate, then it has an ability to take away the person from the grab of his intelligence. So it's very important because natural tendency goes in following as per the social pressure. Whatever the way we are being seen the world, it is said that it is more taught than caught. It is more caught than taught. So person want to follow the things whatever he is being hearing, seeing and hearing. So that social pressure in this world where 99.99% people are engaged, just engaged in sense gratification and seeing, okay, what can I get from this? What can I get from that? So naturally we get an inclination to be in this material world like the materialists are doing. But same thing if you can apply, that more we stay with devotees, then we will get positive social pressure. We know devotee will ask, Prabhuji, how is your chanting going on? How is your, what reading you are doing, like that. So that same principle we can put it in Vaishnava circle, that okay, that positive way the social pressure can act on us. So our what is our action, our part of action is to put in devotees circle, devotees association. Forcefully just keep, Prabhupada used to say that, Prabhupada writes in the translation that regular attendance of Bhagavatam, like Prabhuji was telling that day. So you do your part to be with that devotees. What is your progress and everything, devotees will take care. So you put a first step, be with devotees. Then devotees will ask, Prabhuji, yesterday you was not there. Like that. Janmashtami program, you was not there. I could not see you, like that. So having this association is very important. Sometimes we see, okay, where association is working. Yes, but association is working by seeing the various example. We while going in a plane, initially we see the difference. Okay, plane is now taking off. That's why we see the difference. But after some time, when it is in autopilot mode, that time we don't see the difference. But it doesn't mean that we are not moving ahead. What to speak of moving ahead? Just to keep the plane on certain height, that also requires efforts. So just like in autopilot mode, sometimes when we are going with a day-to-day action, we may not see the effect, but the effect is happening. Prabhupada said that this is a subtle, this is a sublime process. So it is easy being with devotees, practicing. And that is why Prabhupada wanted to give this association of devotees to the many people, and that is why initially even the grostas used to stay in with community inside, like that. So Maya is very powerful. It's material world is like the battlefield of Maya. So and there it is her ground. So she can do a lot. But when we have a little small ground, less than even 5 guntas, we can manage. But that small ground we can play with devotees. Yes. So in Bhagavatam, this association of devotees, Kapil Dev explains that how to get a bhakti, we need to have association of devotees. So in can you put in 3rd canto, 25th chapter, Kapil Dev explains to Kapil Dehuti, his own mother, that how sure shot this pash, similar the word given in this shloka also, that how this the knot of this attachment to the sense object is very difficult. But when we have that same attachment to the sadhus, he says, prasangam ajaram pasham atmano kavayudu saeva sadhushu kruto mokshadvaram apavrutam. Attachment for sure is a problem, but the same attachment if we transfer to the sadhus, then it will open the doors of liberation. In 5th canto, 5th chapter, 2nd sloka also it is said that mahat sevam dwaram ahur vimukte tamo dwaram yoshitam sangi sangam. The same attachment to the sense object will take you to the tamo dwaram, can take you to hell. That same attachment if we transfer to the Mahat or the great devotees, it can open, not only open it, the door is already kept open. Mahat seva dwaram ahur vimukte. Then he says that How to identify? I have to take association of devotees. Then next sloka he tells that how to identify the devotees. And in that first he tells that what are the secondary characteristics of the sadhu. Titikshava, karunika, suruda, sarvadehinam, ajata, shatrava, shanta, sadhava, sadhu bhushanam. These are the bhushan of sadhu. And Vaishnava Chakravarti Thakur said that actually by sadhu coming into his life, you have got these medals. Sadhu itself is a medal. Like that he says. And then in 22nd sloka he says that what is that primary characteristic of sadhu? How to understand the sadhu whose association I am supposed to take? Mai ananya bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye drudham mat krute tyakta karmana tyaktva swajana bandhava. Those devotees, these are the devotees who have ananya bhavena, ananya. They don't have any other thing. With this bhakti as the main thing, bhaktim kurvanti ye drudham. They are practicing bhakti very druda. And one more characteristic says that, next sloka, madasraya katha mrushta srunvanti kathayanti cha tapyanti vividastapa naitan mat gata chetasa. They are always busy in hearing, srunvanti kathayanti cha, hearing and describing the pastimes of the Lord. Mad asraya katha mrushta. Actually, we have to take the shelter of that katha. We have to take shelter of that Lord's glorification. And then he says in next sloka that how by taking that association of a sadhu, it will not only just take you away from the miseries of this world, it will take you gradually. That is the next sloka. He says that Saeta sadhava sadvi sarva sangha vivarjata. He tells to his mother, Sadhvi, O mother, Sadhvi, that you take now association of these personalities. Because the benefit of that association is not just you will get a kleshagni. That he says in the next sloka, 21st sloka, that you will not only just get rid of problems of this world, but you will also get eventually prema, bhakta, further stages of the bhakti, rati, nishta, ruchi, asakti, bhav, satam prasangam mama virya savvido. By hearing those katha, bhavanti ratkarna rasayanik katha, it will become even pleasing also. And tajjoshanat ashu apavarga vartmani. This path of apavarga will be followed. And what else? You will get shraddha. You will get shraddha, rati, bhaktir anukramishati. Slowly you will get all future stages of bhakti. But then we understood that, okay, sadhu association is important. But how we should get that association? In Chaitanya Chaitamrut, 22nd chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives these teachings of abhideya jnana, or the how to associate with devotees, that in the as a part of his Sanatan Shiksha, the teachings he gave to Sanatan Goswami. And in that he said that how we should take association. So there are 5 limbs of devotional service, 5 potent limbs of devotional service rather. So Prabhupada gave 64 limbs of devotional service, and out of that, many of it can be followed in just by following the morning program. So he gave those, just like in the beginning of the class we are thinking about how acharyas make the process by which people will get benefited. Just like this morning program is there, and many different festivals Prabhupada asked us to celebrate. These are the like a part of the system made by the acharyas so that devotees will get benefited. Now being times less, we will not see the that how to take association. It is given in the 22nd chapter of the Madhya Leela, 128 to 132 slokas, that how 5 potent limbs are there, and that association of devotees is a very important limbs. Prabhupada also tells in this purport about describing Srimad Bhagavatam. So today, being Ganesh Chaturthi, we also know that there is another personality who has written Bhagavatam. That is Lord Ganesh. Vyasdev was narrating Bhagavatam and Ganeshji was writing. Very nice glorification comes in the Brahma Samhita. Yatpada pallava yugam vinidaya kumbha dvandve pranama samaye saganadi raja Vignan vihantumalamasya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So he said that Brahma glorifies Govinda, of course, and also Ganesh, that how he has taken the lotus feet of Lord on his head. And by that, what he is able to do? Dvande pranama samayasa ganadiraja vignan vihantum alamasya jagatrayasya. In this material world, we know there are three tapas. Jagatrayasya. Three tapas are there. And from that, vignan vihantum, he can free us from the different obstacles coming in this world while practicing devotional service. So, that Bhagavatam was first spoken by Lord to the Brahma. Brahma in 4 slokas, Chaturshloki Bhagavatam we says. And then Brahmaji spoke to Narad Muni in 10 slokas. Narad Muni told to Vyasdev in 100 slokas. And Vyasdev told to Sukdev Goswami. And Sukdev Goswami later told to Shvedeshwar Naimisharanya. And then Vyasdev, when he was so this same Bhagavatam, which was later then slowly enlarged, that same Bhagavatam when spoken by Vyasdev, that time Ganeshji was writing. There is a Ganesh Gupa and Vyas Gupa in the upper section of Himalayas. Actually, devotees can go also. So, yes, Badrikashram, yeah. So, that way it is a great contribution. Now we see that how Prabhupada has contributed by giving the purport to same shlokas who was written by Ganeshji. And he is giving, many people think that he is just giving the material benefit, but he has written the Bhagavatam, which is not the solution only for the material problem, but he is not solution for the giving material benefits or the happiness of this material world, but it is also giving the solution for going out of this material world. Many people go to Ganesh temple when exam comes. So exam times lot of crowd comes and that time it is filled, hall is filled. But they don't know that the same Ganeshji can give solution to the final exam also. That is of birth and death. And for that, if we can approach Lord Ganesh, he will give us path also. His father also, like Shivji also. Many people generally goes for getting some material benefit. But there are many devotees who initially they were worshipping Lord Shiva and slowly they come to Krishna. One devotee was sharing that when Lord Shiva sees, oh, people are coming to me, but they are very genuine. They don't just want material benefit. They are genuinely, they thought that, okay, Shiva is the supreme or some way, or Shiva is our Daivat, something like that. By that they are coming to me, then as a reward to their sincerity, he awards them a path so that they will come to Krishna. So in Chowpatty temple in Bombay, there is one temple called Babulnath temple, Lord Shiva's famous temple. So many devotees, they used to go to Babulnath temple, and while going to Babulnath, there was the temple, Chowpatty ISKCON temple. So they also used to go to Chowpatty temple and Gopinath Mandir, and then they became devotee. So Radhanath Maharaj was once telling that this devotee, specifically, I think he was telling about which devotee, I just forgot. So this devotee used to come to Babulnath and then he came to Gopinath. That's why he met Radhanath. That he was telling. So many devotee and sincere, the devatas and also sincere devotee always give the path of Krishna consciousness to one who is sincerely coming to us. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was telling that we should be very eager to give access to the things we have. He was not telling we should give something what we have, because what we have, we don't have much. So even in terms of devotional service also, it may happen that I may not have walked that path ahead, but little bit I came to know, okay, Krishna consciousness is the ultimate aim of human form of life. We have access to that Krishna consciousness. We don't have Krishna consciousness. So that access we have to give to others. We may read 2 words from Prabhupada books and we may share. So we have to give that access to others. So the way Lord Ganesh is giving and Lord Shiva gives. And his glory is also given. In Rupa Goswami writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that how Lord Ganesh is worshipped in different ceremonies for in their beginning, and so many things like that he gave. So some devotees thought, okay, we also can worship in ISKCON. But Prabhupada wrote later, I think Nischinta Prabhu had written letter to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I see that one of the devotees is GBC and he is thinking of putting Ganesh and doing some Ganesh puja in temple. Prabhupada says that various ways are there by which we can attract people. So it can be helpful for fund collection, but if you are bringing $100,000 every month, then you can bring. So he understood. Prabhupada is saying that don't bring. So Ganesh puja was respected because Lord Ganesh is a devotee of Lord, and sometimes it is kept just outside the temple also, but not worshipped. So Prabhupada is telling different examples, practical examples, that how Bhakti-Siddhanta Thakur, Prabhupada met Bhakti-Siddhanta Thakur, and just by that one meeting, he got the path. Prabhupada is appreciating that, oh, I was doing something else, but by that meeting, I got transformed. So there are various devotees, they have experience, specifically in terms of Prabhupada, that how they had just a simple meeting of 2-3 minutes or just small talk, but it inspires a lot. While reading this book, The Great Fortune Arises, we are reading in Prasadam time. Various devotees, they had just 2 minutes interaction with Prabhupada. Of course, there are some devotees, even Prabhupada disciples, they were having a zero interaction with Prabhupada, like Niranjan Swami Maharaj. But just by that little interaction, Prabhupada inspired them a lot. So that was Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport, that just because I had that first interaction with Bhakti-Siddhanta Thakur, and that is why I could do this mighty task of transforming Srimad Bhagavatam. So at the end, Prabhupada is mentioning that how this material world is illusion. Prabhupada is giving an example that how this activities in this material world, it will not remain for a long. We think that, okay, things are so big. In childhood, we used to sing the example Prabhupada is telling. Whatever the cloud we are seeing, we used to see, oh, this is a elephant picture. This is this another animal, like that. Even if that animal doesn't exist, we used to create. So Prabhupada is saying that cloud looks big and so much thing, and then because of clouds, rain happens, and because of rain, vegetation happens. So we think, oh, such a big thing. But after some time, everything just fade away. So, example of material illusion, this is illusion and it is just a dreaming. Prabhupada used to say that sometimes we go to the bed and we see night dream. Similarly, whole day we are working, we see daydream. Both are dreams only. Then one devotee was asking, Yogeshwar Prabhu, he was asking, Prabhupada, but when I'm living, I see night, it's okay. Night I see, oh, this is a dream. Even there are some devotees, when they, or people, when they dream, that time they understood. Like suppose now they are working and they are completely away from college life. And some dream comes, oh, I'm going in college. I had this very tough exam. And then somehow that day also I was praying and things were not happening. So they understood, oh, this is a dream. They had experience that in a dream they can understand it is a dream. So Prabhupada is telling that night you have very small time dream. That time it's okay, but when you are awake, that time it is a long time, you are not able to understand that this is also dream. But both are dreams only. So we see in our dream, in that dream also we have many more dream. People have dream car and so many dream things. So having this dream is not bad. Having this dream, provided we utilize for Krishna consciousness. And even above that, if we at all want to have a dream, why not to dream going to spiritual world and dreaming that, okay, or serving Prabhupada or serving Prabhupada disciple. Prabhupada said that even if you may feel that, okay, what I can do, I am very small. One devotee is asking, that Prabhupada, what I can do for you? Prabhupada says, you can do one thing which I can't do. He thought, अरे ऐसा भी कुछ है which Prabhupada can't do, but I do. I can do. So he was confused. He asked again Prabhupada, what I can do? I can do something which you can't do. It can't be exist. Prabhupada says, you can go to the place where I can't go. Prabhupada said, then the disciple says, Prabhupada, you have practically went to all places, all major cities in the world, and you can go anywhere. Then Prabhupada says, you can go in future and then preach, which I can't do. So we can have dream. We can do this. We can preach like that. We can have temple like this. So many things we can dream. So why not to dream? In first time when I heard the slogan of Honda, power of dreams, it was so wonderful. I was thinking, oh, dreams also have power, and let us dream then. Some people dreams a lot about material things. We can dream about spiritual things. We'll have big temple, 2 acres temple, like something like that. So that's what little purport points I would like to explain. So we see about how we, just to summarize, we were seeing that how the association, Prabhupada emphasis that how association of a sadhu. Then from the Kapila's teaching we saw how what is sadhu, with sadhu's primary and secondary characteristics, and how that have effect Kapil Dev is telling to Devati. And then we saw that how you can also read from Chaitanya Charitamrita 22nd chapter the explanation about how the sadhu sangha, reading Bhagavatam, then worship to the deities. These are some 5 potent limbs of bhakti. And also we saw about the describing Srimad Bhagavatam, the task Prabhupada is explaining, that how it is done by Lord Ganesh. Also we can be grateful to Lord Ganesh and we can please him by reading Srimad Bhagavatam today. Maybe some more time, something like that. And how Prabhupada said about Ganesh worship, we saw it, and how we can dream, though the material world is a dream, we can dream positively for our spiritual progress. So thank you very much. I apologize if I have spoken something more, and I seek blessings of devotees that I can also utilize this gift of Bhagavatam and share this Bhagavatam knowledge, first assimilating myself. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.